Good morning, class. Please stand for the prayer. Amen. Okay, so before we go for our lesson and our checking of attendance, we will have some energizer to energize our body. So, let's come with me. Okay, thank you for your cooperation. Please be seated. So now we will check your attendance. Okay, please clap your hands since all of you are present. We will go now for our review of our topic from the last lesson that we tackled. So what are those? Okay, thank you. Okay, clap your hands. Okay, before we go on for our new topic, so we will have an activity first. This activity was a guessing picture. You will guess what is the meaning of the picture that given. Okay, let's go. Okay, clap your hands. Thank you for your cooperation. What are the answers of all pictures that given? Okay, thank you. So please give him a round of applause. Okay, for the next question, are these pictures interconnected? Why? Okay, thank you. As a future educator, how will you develop your profession? Okay, thank you. Let's give him a round of applause. For another question, is there a need to develop your professionalism or not? And why? Okay, thank you. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, for the last question, why is it important to develop in your professionalism? Okay, thank you for your answers. So let's give ourselves a 3 big claps. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
Good morning, everyone. This is our topic in this morning, the philosophical basis of CPD. From our previous topic, what CPD stands for. Continuing Professional Development. Then, kindly read this. Growth is an evidence of life. This implies that anything is alive grows and anything that grows is alive. So, teacher is alive, grows physically, psychologically, mentally, socially, emotionally, and spiritually. If he or she doesn't grow, it means he or she is no longer alive. Then the next. Man and woman is unfinished project. For a professional teacher, he or she is always in the process of becoming better as a person. And as a professional teacher, this means that no professional has to arrive at a perfect state. This implies that every professional is continue developing. Then,
For now, we must proceed to the historical and legal basis of continuing professional development in the Philippines. These are the laws that a teachers need to follow for their personal growth and advancement. Before the enactment of CPD Act 2016, the continuing professional development was already exist in 1987 Constitution. That is our country governance for now. There are 6 following laws that a teachers must to follow. The first is the Batas Pambansa 232, or also known as an Education Act of 1982. Chapter 3, the duties and obligations of all teachers, which is belong to Section 16, tells that all teachers must have continuing professional development for their personal growth and advancement, so that they must develop their skills and must be a competitive professional teachers. The second law is the RA 9155. It is an act of instituting a framework of governance for basic education, renaming the Department of Education as the Culture and Sport for others some purposes. The Secretary of Education shall have an authority and responsibility of enhancing employment status of all personnel personnel department, while the school head is have an authority and responsibility of encouraging all the teachers to have a continuing professional development for their personal growth and advancement. So, the third is the RA 7836, or also known as the Teachers Professionalization Act. It tells that all teachers must provide a continuing professional education, now referred as the Continuing Professional Development, or the CPD. The 7836 encourage all teachers to proceed continuing professional development for their personal growth and advancement. So, it encourages all the teachers to take oral and written examination at least one in 5 years. So, for basis in their merit promotions in taking the examination, there is no payment during the exams. But unfortunately, due to the lacking of funding or lack of funds, that merit of examination was not implemented. And also this law RA 7836 tells that if a teacher shall not or shall have a failure to attend seminars, workshops, and conferences, teacher must have the following consequences. The first is a teachers must have a revocation to their certificate. And the second is the suspension of their teaching profession. While the last is the cancellation of their special permit. And that's all about the 7836 law.
Now, continue about the topic. Number 4 is the Board of Professional Teachers, BBT, also passed resolution number 435, section 177 to adopt the Code of Ethics for Professional Teacher pursuant to provide provision of the paragraph Article 11 of Republic Act 7836, otherwise known as the Philippine Teacher Professional Act of 1994. Every teacher shall participate in the Continuing Professional Education CPA program of the Professional or Regulation Commission, shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity in order to be national and international competitive in Section 3, Article 4. Number 5, Executive Order Number 266. Instituting by of continuing professional education CPA programs of various professional regulatory boards PRBS under the supervision of the Profession Regulation Commission PRC, the completion of the professional license of the CPA. Programs adopted by all boards is hereby impose mandatory requirement for all renewal of professional license Section 1. Republic Act 10,912. Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016. With the enhancement of this law, CPD for all 43 profession regulated by PRC, including the teaching profession, has become mandatory.
Hey, I am now the next demonstrator of this topic. We will tackle about the salient provision of Republic Act 10912, also known as the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016, and the number of CPD units required, and also the ways by which professional teachers can earn credit units. Okay? First, we will tackle the salient provision of Republic Act 10912. So, if we say salient, it is about the level up. So, in salient provision of Republic Act 10912, it was known as the Continuing Professional Development Act of 2016 that many teachers resist on CPD because they claim that it will be extra expense and extra effort and extra time when fact it is required to all professionals and it is their obligation. So to be a professional, we must meet the international standards. In that way, we will undergo on what we call CPD. So even it is expenses in an extra effort or in extra time, there will be an advantages that you can get in doing CPD. The purpose of this provision of Republic Act, it was stated that the purpose of CPD for professionals in Article 1, Declaration of Policy, that the state shall institute to measure that will continuously improve the competence of the professionals in accordance with the international standards of practice. So, we will do continuing professional development to meet the international standards of practices. So, that's why it is important. So now, we will go to the number of CPD units required for the teachers. So, as we see in the visual, in the period of December 2017, the number of credits that required are 15 credit units. And another year, on December 2018, so the credits units that required was 30 units. So it was add 15 credit units. So on other year, January 2019 onwards, it was added also a 15 credit units. So it was total a 45 credit units. As you can observe in this table, that each year it will be added a 15 credit units. So now the question is, how can we get these credit units? So if there is a law that provides a legal basis from the previous demonstrator that there was a legal basis that we follow, that's why it is important to do. So now, also in doing CPD, there must be a numbers of credits that required. So the question is how to get these credits of CPD. How to get the CPD credit units. Okay, so now we will tackle about the ways by which professional teachers can earn credit units. The first way that by which professional teachers can earn a credit unit is the professional track. So what is in what way that professional track can we earn our credits? So in professional tracks, trainings, this includes the trainings that provided by the CPD providers that accredited by the PRC. So you can earn more credits if you serve as a resource speakers, trainer or demonstration teacher, a panelist or reactor, a facilitator or moderator. In that way, you can earn credits. You earn much if you are assigned on the CPD Council to monitor the conduct of a approved CPD providers. Okay, for the another track, the academic track. So, in academic track, this refers to the completions of master's degree, completions of candidacy of doctorate program, and completion of doctorate program, and completion of the postdoctorate program, and being recipient of a professional chair grant and fellowship grant. So you can earn if you have those completions in academic track. So take note that the only completion of master's degree is given a 45 credit full credit units. So it is helpful that we can achieve the if we complete the master's degree, because you will be given a full 45 credit units. So for the third track, that the ways that we can earn credit units of CPD is the self-directed track. Okay, so the self-directed track, these are the trainings that includes or offered by the non-accredited CPD providers. So this refers to the learning activities such as online trainings, local or international seminar or non-degree courses, and the institution or company sponsored training programs and others. So it includes serving as accreditor. So example like the ISO or ISA, AA, COOP, and etc. So it includes study tours and socio-civic activities using the profession. So like using our teaching profession. So you can earn a credit units through this track. So in professional track, this is accredited by the CPD providers, and in self-directed track, you can earn credit units by the offered by non-accredited CPD providers. So this is the difference between these two, professional track and self-directed track. Okay, understand? Okay, for the next is the productive scholarship. So what is productive scholarship? So what is productive scholarship? So this means that the professional teacher has developed program or training module, curriculum guide, or any other resource material, and professional teacher has a written article in a professional magazine or technical research paper, and even if better if the technical paper is published in a referred or peer-reviewed professional journal. So, for a specific number of credit units earned by professional teachers per CPD activity referred to the Professional Regulatory Board for Professional Teachers Resolution Number Series of 2017.
Continuing professional development, or the CPD. So the lifeblood of the teaching profession. So this chapter emphasizes that continuing profession or professional development, or the CPD, is essential to the teaching profession. It is considered the lifeblood because it educators growing or adapting and improving throughout their careers. So the chapters underscore the importance of making CPD is a personal commitment, not just a response to regulation or external monitoring. A central theme of this chapter is the importance of a personal CPD plan. The development and faithful execution of this plan reflect a teacher's genuine commitment to professional growth. Teachers are encouraged to monitor their own progress, even in the absence of the formal supervision, thereby cultivating self-discipline and initiative.
Go.
So here's an example. So a teacher who aims to improve her classroom. So management skill might include in her CPD or continuing professional development plan. So here's the example. Attending a seminar on positive discipline, or reading one personal book each quarter, and participating in prayer observation once a month. So when all professional teachers engage in creating and adhering to CPD plans, they contribute to the development of a CPD culture. In such a culture, CPD is no longer viewed as a burden, but as a self-driven responsibility. This shift in mindset from compliance to commitment embodies the true professionalism. So, both templates are effective tools. The choice of templates depends on your teaching context. What matters most is not the format, but your commitment to professional growth. So here are the two examples of the templates. So, in creating a continuing professional development, or the CPD, teachers are provided with different templates to help structure their goals and professional growth activities. So, two common formats are used: the IPPD, or the Teacher's Individual Plan for Professional Development. This is widely used in public school, especially if you are under the Department of Education or the DepEd. It aligns with national teaching standards like the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, or the PPST. So, the personal CPD plan, or the general CPD templates. This is often used in the non-DepEd or private school institution. It may have different headings or formats, but it serves the same purpose. And it is usually include professional goals, activities, timeliness, and success inclusion.